Hi guys. Today's class is about singular and plural possessive nouns. This is a very simple topic, so let's start. Okay, let's refresh what a noun is. Nouns are people, places, and things. Okay, and here what we are checking is how to make them show possession. Okay, how to make them show ownership. So first rule says to show possession of singular nouns, we need to add apostrophe s. Examples: egg, eggshell, or mug's handle. What are we saying? That the handle belongs to the mug. What are we saying on the first one? That the shell belongs to the egg. We can also show possession with plural nouns. This is what the rule number 2 is about. So those nouns that ends in s, okay, we don't need to repeat or to add an extra s. The only thing that we're gonna do is to add an apostrophe. Example: piglets. Piglets is the name. How do I make it show possession? I just add after the S the apostrophe, and I'll have piglet's mother. Indians, Indian's home. What about names that end in with an S, such as Luis? Well, I'll say Luis apostrophe house. Okay, so there is nothing else that I need to add in this case. This third rule is related to those nouns that are plural, but they do not end with an S. Those are the ones that we call irregular nouns, okay, that the word changes completely or it doesn't change at all. Here we have some examples. We have feet. Remember that the singular form of feet is foot, okay? So feet is plural. And to make it show possession, what we have to do is to add apostrophe s. So we have feet's listers. Or oxen, for example, is another one. So we say oxen's color. Yes. If there is joint possession, use the correct possessive for only the possessive closest to the noun. What does that mean? Okay, very simple. If we have two things, if we have two people, if we have two places, okay, and we want to show ownership for those two things or those two places or those two people, we are just adding the apostrophe s to the thing that is closer, okay, to the other noun. In these examples, we have Julie and Nathan's friendship grew fast. Nathan, the name Nathan, is the one that is closer to the noun, okay, in which we want to show the ownership. So Nathan is the only name or the only thing that I am going to be adding the apostrophe s. The other example we have is that Dad was worried about his son and his daughter's safety. Same idea. Daughter is the word that is closer to the noun safety. So that's the only one that I am going to add the apostrophe s. Rule number 5 is the opposite of rule number 4. Here what we want to do is to show a separate possession. Okay, so whenever I want to, let's say that I have in my sentence two nouns that are plural, okay, so I am going to be adding the apostrophe, as I taught you before, okay, the apostrophe to both nouns, and in that way I am showing possession but in a separate way, okay. Example: the Indians and the settlers' excuses are false, or the actors and the singers' families are also famous. We're going to review some spelling rules that we need to take into account, that is very important that we remember when we are writing plural nouns. The first one says Add s to most singular nouns to form the plural. Apple, apples. Boy, boys. The second rule tells us that whenever a noun ends in s, sh, ch, x, or o, we're gonna be adding es, not just the s. Es is what we have to add. So for example, class, classes, tax, taxes. Rule number 3 reminds us that whenever a noun ends in a consonant plus y, we have to drop or we have to change that y for an I and add es. Okay, what is a consonant? What is not a vowel? Okay, as simple as that. T, P, L, M, N. Okay, all those are consonants. So whenever you find a consonant and a Y, drop the Y, add an I, and add es. Example, party, parties, city, cities. Those nouns that end in f or fe change the ending to ves. Example, leaf, leaves, wife, wives, wolf, wolves. These are just examples of irregular plural nouns. Look or notice that some of the spelling of these words change sometimes and sometimes they just don't change. That's why we call them irregular. And if you remember, irregular in the irregular verbs, the same situation happens. Okay, so these are just a few examples. Man, man. Foot, feet. Tooth, teeth. Child, children. Fish, fish. Deer, deer. Words that commonly join plural and singular nouns are another and other. Okay, so, but let's just take a look at this. Another is a word that is only used with singular nouns. For example, I need another book. I have another class. Whenever you are just speaking about one thing, we're going to be using another. On the other hand, we have other. Other can be used with both with singular and plural nouns. Example, the other hotel is near, or the other students are not here. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching.